Karen married the love of her life. She wanted nothing more than to have a family. But the love of her life started becoming abusive, first with his words, and then physically. Karen was embarrassed. She had nowhere to go. She wanted the love of her life to love her back, but you don't show love like this. She wished for something better. Karen found help at the Solutions Center. She was able to find the courage to leave her relationship and found shelter during her transition. Karen now has her own apartment and is going back to school to finish her degree. She just needed a little help and the tools to succeed. An advocate at the Solutions Center gave her the support she needed. Karen found her voice. She was again confident and capable of anything. With a full-time job at a local manufacturer, Greg's life was going pretty well. He had a great apartment. Then there were layoffs at the plant. His apartment was more than he could keep up with, and he experienced unplanned vehicle repairs. His mom got sick, and he went out of state to help her. Next thing he knew, he couldn't keep up with the bills and was evicted. His phone was turned off. With nowhere to go and no job prospects, Greg started spending nights in his car, moving from park to parking lot. Then winter came. The Solutions Center was able to help Greg find a job, a place to shower and sleep at night while he got back on his feet. Soon, he had the money he needed for a deposit on an apartment and was back on his feet. With the lessons he learned at the Solutions Center, he is now on budget. 2 kids, both the apple of her eye. Leah lives to give them everything they need, and there is very little for Leah. She barely makes ends meet with childcare, car payments, gas, and food. She can't afford rent. Leah and her kids sleep on the floor at her sister's house while she saves money, but the process is slow. Solutions Center advocates helped Leah find a better job. Living within a budget, Leah was able to raise a deposit for an apartment. The Solutions Center was able to assist her and connect her with community agencies that offer after-school programs for her children. Leah and the kids are now thriving on their own and enjoying all that Fond du Lac has to offer. The flood came and the Wilsons weren't prepared. They didn't have insurance and they lost most of their belongings because of the water damage and mold. The mold made their daughter sick and the medical bills started pouring in. Before they knew it, the house was foreclosed on. The Wilsons were homeless. Staying at the Motel 6 was going to be temporary. Then, Mrs. Wilson lost her job. The kids weren't doing well in school and felt embarrassed to have friends over because they didn't have a real house. Mr. Wilson was working 2 jobs to try and make ends meet. The family shelter at the Solutions Center became a 3-month home for the Wilsons, a real home for the kids, and just the break the family needed to catch up and find housing. Mrs. Wilson found employment. With lessons learned, they are now in a place to save again toward their dreams. Solutions Center. With your support, we can continue to be a safe place, providing immediate care for those in need. Consider donating today.